Right. So imagine waking up one morning, scrolling through the news, and discovering that two senior Tories are having a public scrap about what women wear. Welcome to October 2025, where the Conservative Party is less a political machine and more a chaotic family WhatsApp group where everyone's arguing and nobody's actually listening. Robert Jenrick, Shadow Justice Secretary and eternal leadership hopeful, has just backed a BURKA ban in Britain, aligning himself with Reform UK's position and basically throwing a grenade into Badenoch's leadership. And Badenoch? Well, she's absolutely fuming, calling out the policy as unworkable, impractical, and frankly ridiculous. Buckle up, because this civil war is messier than a family dinner at Christmas, and we're about to dissect every glorious moment of it. So let's start with Jenrick, shall we? The man who never met a controversy he couldn't jump into headfirst during a talk radio phone-in. Because that's apparently where major policy announcements happen now. Jenrick was asked whether he'd ban the BURKA. His response? I probably would ban the BURKA. Probably. Not I've carefully considered this. Not I consulted experts. But probably. It's the political equivalent of saying hold my beer before doing something spectacularly ill-advised. But Jenrick wasn't done. Oh no. He went on to cite Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, who's proposed banning the BURKA in public places in Italy, as if Italy's far-right government is suddenly the gold standard for British policymaking. He declared that there are basic values in this country, and we should stand up and defend them, lumping the BURKA together with Sharia courts as things that are apparently destroying British values. Subtle as a brick through a window. That one. Now, here's where it gets spicy. Jenrick's comments weren't just random musings. They were a deliberate political move. His positioning himself as a hardline candidate on immigration and integration, speaking directly to the right-wing base that's been flirting with Reform UK. It's strategic, it's calculated, and it's absolutely designed to cause maximum chaos within the Conservative Party. Because guess who's already on the record opposing a BURKA ban? That's right, his own party leader, Badenoch. This isn't just policy disagreement. This is open rebellion gift-wrapped in dog-whistle politics. Let's talk about Badenoch's response, because it was absolutely scathing. She's previously made her position crystal clear. She wouldn't allow face coverings in her constituents' surgeries. Fair enough, you want to see who you're talking to, but she's not about to announce a nationwide BURKA ban. Why? Because unlike Jenrick, Badenoch actually thought about practicality for about 5 seconds. She asked a question that should be obvious to anyone with a functioning brain. Do we have space in prison to put people wearing the BURKA in there? It's a fair point, isn't it? Britain's prisons are so overcrowded they're literally releasing prisoners early because there's no room. Police forces are stretched so thin they are barely responding to burglaries. And Jenrick wants to deploy officers to enforce what women wear? Badenoch didn't stop there. She twisted the knife further. Are we going to send police officers into people's homes to check if they're wearing the BURKA at a time when we can't even keep prisoners in prison? Brutal. Absolutely brutal. It's the political equivalent of asking someone if they've thought this through, knowing full well they absolutely haven't. What makes this whole spat delicious is that Badenoch is essentially calling out the Reform UK playbook, announcing headline-grabbing policies without any actual plan for implementation. She explicitly said, "This is what I mean by people just saying things, announcing policies without plans." It's a direct shot at both Jenrick and Reform UK, accusing them of performative politics designed to win applause rather than actually govern. And she's got a point. It's easy to shout about banning things when you're not the one who has to figure out the logistics, the legal challenges, the enforcement mechanisms, or the inevitable human rights court cases that would follow. Speaking of Reform UK, this whole debate kicked off properly back in June when Reform MP Sarah Pochin raised a BURKA ban issue during Prime Minister's questions. That moment was so controversial that Zia Yusuf, Reform UK's chairman at the time, actually quit the party over it. He came back days later. Because apparently, principles are flexible when you're in politics, but it showed just how divisive this issue is even within Reform's own ranks. Yet here's Jenrick, months later, deciding that aligning with Reform's position is a brilliant political strategy. It's like watching someone see a car crash and deciding to drive straight into it anyway. Labour, predictably, has jumped on this conservative chaos like kids on a bouncy castle. Sam Rushworth, a Labour MP, branded Jenrick proposal so anti-British, adding that it goes against what our nation stands for. Now, you can debate whether that's true or not, but what's undeniable is that Labour's absolutely loving watching Conservatives tear themselves apart over this. While the Tories are busy having internal wars about what women wear, Labour gets to position themselves as the adults in the room. It's political gold for them. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. Several European countries have indeed banned the burqa in public. France, Belgium, Denmark, and Austria among them. These bans have been controversial, sparking debates about religious freedom, women's rights, secularism, and integration. Supporters argue they're necessary for security and social cohesion. Critics say they're discriminatory, target Muslim women specifically, and actually make integration harder by marginalizing an already vulnerable community. It's genuinely complex, which is precisely why Badenoch's cautious approach makes sense, and Jenrick's I probably would sound so flippant. Here's the thing that really gets me about this whole mess. Britain is facing genuine, serious problems right now. The NHS is on its knees with waiting lists stretching into years. The cost of living is crushing ordinary families. Public services are crumbling. Infrastructure is falling apart. Schools are literally held together with hope and sellotape. And what are senior Conservatives choosing to fight about? What a tiny minority of women choose to wear. It's displacement activity on a massive scale, focusing on a culture war issue because actually solving real problems is too hard and doesn't generate enough angry clicks on social media. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Tory chaos, hit that subscribe button and let us know in the comments whose side you're on in this fight. Catch you next time.